What's a childhood memory you thought was completely normal, until you looked back as an adult and realized it was a nightmare? When I was 6 years old, my family lived in a remote house at the edge of a massive forest. My dad was a professional photographer, or at least that's what he told me. He was obsessed with taking pictures of me, but only in the middle of the night. He called it the Midnight Star Project. He'd wake me up at 2 a.m., tell me to be very quiet so we didn't wake Mom, and lead me into the woods with his heavy camera gear. I remember shivering in the cold, wearing bright white pajamas that felt like they glowed in the dark. He would tell me to stand perfectly still under the oldest oak tree while he set up his tripod 50 feet away. The only rule was that I couldn't look back at the house, no matter what sounds I heard coming from the bushes behind me. I thought it was a magical game we played, a secret bond between a father and his daughter. He'd tell me I was a brave little light in the darkness, and after the shoot, he'd give me a single piece of my favorite candy. I remember seeing strange flashes in the distance that weren't from his camera, but he told me they were just fireflies. Years later, after my father passed away, I found an old locked trunk in the attic labeled with my name. Inside weren't just the photos, but a collection of detailed maps of the woods surrounding our old house. There were hundreds of photos of me standing under that tree, but they weren't taken by my father. His camera logs showed he was actually taking pictures of something else entirely, something deep in the shadows behind me. In every single photo, just a few feet away from where I stood, there was a tall, distorted figure watching me from the tree line. My father wasn't taking portraits of his daughter. He was using me as live bait to photograph something he had been hunting for years. The fireflies I saw were the reflections of eyes caught in his infrared equipment. As I flipped through the final roll of film, I realized why the project ended so abruptly. In the very last photo, the figure wasn't just watching anymore, it was reaching out, its hand inches from my shoulder. I looked at the date on the back of the print. It was the night we moved away in a frantic rush, leaving everything behind. Now that I'm a parent, I look at my own children and can't imagine ever letting them stand alone in the dark. I finally understand that the candy wasn't a reward for being a star.